This station rules the nation. True FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
Yeah. Oh, yes. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I say, thank you, God, for another beautiful day. Thank you for waking me up. That's what I always say. God is the greatest. A pleasant good morning. Welcome to the TBS, the True Breakfast Show on 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. This is where national unity begins. The Truth FM will broadcast 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, 365 days in a year, where national unity begins. And we'll go about adding up in the midst of war. Liberia first, Liberia second, country last as well. Good morning, welcome. The love of liberty matters here. Let justice be done to all. And not some of all of us. Good morning to all of our political leaders. When you wake up in the morning, what sort of country do you think about? Good morning to all candidates. I said this morning, 34 days for elections. 34 days for our presidency, legislative elections. No to violence. The love of liberty matters here. Let justice be done to all. Good morning, Niba. Good morning, Lofa. Good morning, Grand Kidman County, the Mendes, the Va, the Day. Good morning, Bon County. Good morning, Maryland. The Signal, River says, River G. And Grand Bassa, good morning. Good morning, Lofa. Mike Gibby, good morning. This is Liberia's biggest breakfast show. My name is O'Neill. This is Asamba O'Neill Roberts, Maccabee Davis. Want to use crypto elections time. Trust me, within 34 days time. We'll see who is your next district representative? Who is your next county senator? And who is the president of the Republic of Liberia? This Eden. All will be laid to rest after the 10th of October.
Yes.
Good morning, and I'd like to say happy birthday to Solomon Tobe, a very hard, dedicated young man who celebrates his birthday on today. Happy birthday. I'd like to say Christ Embassy number 1. Solomon Tobe, happy birthday to you. And next week, too, is the birthday of my colleague here, MARKA Davis. He could be a very good political campaign chairman for some of the parties around here. Yes, happy. I want to wish you a pre-birthday greetings as you celebrate your birthday on the 10th of September. Good morning to you, MARKA. Welcome.
Good morning, Onu. Good morning to our followers this morning. And the Speaker of the House is just 1 day older than me. Yeah, the Speaker was born on the 9th and I was born on the 10th. So let me say happy pre-birthday to you, great man. Okay. Yeah, it's great that September, there are a lot of great people born in September.
Yeah, when we say Joe, we have birthday to the October. So all the legends are born in October. Everyone got their own praises.
Yeah.
So you are the great people in September.
Great people born in September.
Correct.
Yeah. For example, the Speaker of the House.
Okay. Yeah.
No, a lot of people. Yeah. If I list all of them,
I'll call you for a tour. Ellie, we are.
Yeah, and let me say happy birthday to Miss Hannah Petticois. She is the mother of late Taron Brown. She celebrates her birthday today. Yeah, happy birthday to you. I got to know her through that time, Yeah, we were going back and forth with that case.
Okay.
Yeah, happy birthday to you, Miss Hannah Petticois. And I know your grandson is a big man now. Yeah, to have a wonderful celebration today. And Solomon Tobe, yes, happy birthday to you, my son.
Christ Embassy, Solomon Tobe.
Anytime I come to work in the morning, they brought in my newsroom on the prayer.
They pray.
Sometimes
if any show will trip,
I want to do the hell and say Solomon prayer.
Good morning to you, Pastor Alfred Music. Yeah. No program will not go on, but Solomon Tobe will make sure Christ Embassy program go on.
Yes.
How you are saying today? Happy birthday.
Sometimes I want to interrupt the prayer and say that birthday.
But the prayer you can be doing, not difficulty kind of prayer.
No, not difficulty.
Yeah, not difficulty kind of forcing prayer.
When you say they will pay for it, they will pay for it.
Yeah, they will pay for it. That kind of wicked prayer difficulty can be saying.
Yeah, folks, it's great to be here this morning. Again, we are committed to what we do here. Our greatest hope is that we go to these elections and come out with flying colors. Flying colors mean we go through the process of power violence, the result come out peacefully, no irregularities, no discrepancies, and then the commission announce the results. And to hear some presidential candidate picking up their phones and calling the winner and say, well, congratulations. We hope that you deliver on your promises you made to the Liberian people during the campaign. Thank you. And we are here anytime for consultation. We are here. We'll contribute. This is our country.
I took that bonus, sir. In 2018, when I contested in district number 13, after when look, most of you don't have a war room. The war room will tell you whether you are winning or not because of this what you said. So when I look into the war room and I saw the results, you see the results of all of the candidates. That's how I place or call to my longtime high school colleague. Back then I'm on River College. We used to school together. So I call him and I say, hello, Papa Flomo, congratulations. He say, you sure? I say yes. So then I made a post on the social media congratulating him. Yes. And that's how it should be.
Other candidates see but you say, mommy, you can't wait. Anybody can on the post to
yes, some people said no. Yeah. And up to now,
I knew definitely that
just going to live with them and me for the rest of our life. Look, when people is contesting for positions, it is that legitimate right. Today, as I speak, there are some camps. When I drive through and pass through the scene 13, they are saying greeting, they don't speak. Amen. So when I congratulated the guy, I say, congratulations. And he said, thank you. And I made a public post. I got almost 50,000 followers on my Facebook. So some media institution now say one of the candidates have considered defeat and congratulated another person. I had a whole thing now because they were asking for additional count at the Elections Commission. So you see it?
Sure.
So if let's make some theories quickly. You don't talk to me like a brave man. You and buffer chimmers, you get to see Yeah, the speaker should call you. In fact,
Yeah, the speaker
should call you for
I will call the
a
speaker.
lunch.
I will call the speaker on Saturday.
No, the speaker, you don't call the speaker. The speaker should call you for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Abbas.
Bobby is following.
The speaker said following.
Okay.
Abbas. We move.
Great man.
Great man. Great man called MARKA. Yeah. Let General we enemy will remember the fourth estate.
Absolutely.
Then when President we are doing the annual address quickly. When he said the first lady, the vice president, the speaker, member of the Doran, they almost left us out. They meet at me. Well, you're waiting. He came and said, member of the estate. I said, correct.
Yeah, so and Bobby is also in September. So yeah, Bobby is also in September.
Yes.
Yeah, so happy pre-birthday to all of us, and great people. You see, a veteran security journalist.
I don't wish the speaker luck. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have breakfast or lunch with MARKA, you'll win Maryland County in that district.
And you'll come back and become speaker.
I prophesy you. I'm a very good boy.
Yes. And I'm supporting this prophecy as son of the late Baptist Deacon.
And as Bishop's son prophesying Buffalo Chambers, Speaker Buffalo Chambers, politicians don't listen to journalists easily. I'm using this medium to prophesy this morning. Not difficulty prophecy, what you can be doing. The last time difficulty prophesy somebody, that person got 0.00% of the Let's move. Let's go have this morning.
Yes,
great.
So yes. Let's go and bring you the breakfast that we have to serve this morning. On the TBS this morning. Today is Wednesday, September 6th. 3 days to the birthday of the speaker and 4 days to my birthday.
We move.
34 days to elections. We'll also this morning in our studio chat we'll look at DO calling school principals like putting fear, threatening to close school if not open, and all of this. Onu will throw light on that, and we'll talk about it in our studio chat this morning. Political activities, campaign activities, sometimes creating serious inconveniences for other people. Yeah, sometimes without prior notice, before you load, the entire main row is blocked and no way. Well, we'll talk a bit about that also this morning. Yes, we intend also to place a call to Sanvi Temer.
Yes, in Belgium.
Okay. In Belgium, he's at the Liberian embassy there, right?
Yes.
To follow up on some development there, we'll do that. 8:20 to 9 o'clock this morning, District 6 Representative candidate Martin C. Kola will be our first segment guest, talking about the district and other national issues this morning. 9 o'clock, we'll bring you sports, entertainment, and commercials on the show this morning. 9:15 to 10 o'clock, the We Are Intellectual Movement. This morning, that movement will be represented by Mama C. Kaba and Myers, two females
who come rocking in this today. Same Mama C got a point there.
I've seen her on several occasions. She always doing humanitarian gesture on her birthday across some part of the district she lives. Yes. So yes, they will be here this morning to give the Liberian people why they form themselves, and all of them they are one way or other high profile persons in this We Are Intellectual Movement. So they'll come here this morning, tell us why they formed this group. Is it what they intend? They will tell us why they think the Liberian people should really let President George Weah, because that's exactly what they are doing already. Yes, so they will be our guest on the last segment of the show this morning. You can't afford to miss it. That interview will be very interactive this morning, and in the midst of our country first, and we hope that we can do all we can as people to ensure that our country remains peaceful during and after these elections.
Yes, after this election, we'll still go on as a country. Good morning to all of you listening. And quickly, this issue of tearing down billboards, you should stop it. Yeah, but I mean, you can report this to NEC, because almost everybody, all of the candidates, majority of them are affected, not just one person.
Yeah, so just before you go to your talking point, this morning on the news, there was someone who did a text reactions and mentioned that, and he tried to criticize the Supreme Court about this Dr. Tuer issue.
Thomas Tuer?
yeah, the Thomas Twer issue, and I was like, no, that is not correct, because that criticism you try to place on the Supreme Court is not correct, because what the president said in the text reaction was that why they stop Twer from running, and they are allowing, for example, Thomas Fowler to run in Lofa. I said no. The National Elections Commission is not going around looking for case. I always tell you people, if you have any claim with evidence, file your complaint. That's the only way. The Electoral Commission is not going around looking for the candidate, oh, who being domiciled, who is not domiciled, who is, you have stake in that district. You file a complaint, and then the Election Commission will investigate. Any party that is aggrieved can go to the Supreme Court. The layers are, number one, at the hearing office. From the hearing office, if you don't satisfy, you can take appeal to the Board of Commissioners. If the board ruled and you do not also, or you are not also satisfied, you can take your appeal to the Supreme Court. When the Supreme Court decides, it is over. So that criticism to say, oh,
and that's a full branch of the Supreme Court. In fact, did that ruling?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, the full bench.
So, the full bench.
So that criticism was not correct. The National Elections Commission is not just going around looking for case. If you have issue, you file a complaint, and looks into it.
So what the candidate y'all should be doing now? Y'all should be going to Thomas Twer and lobby with him.
And to say that
he has support
that issue around the residency issue around Thomas Twer, which was one of the factors for his denial. That complaint was filed by one of the candidates in the district along with one citizen. Okay. According to the reports.
One of the candidates and backed by other candidates.
Yes. Tanapoli, right?
Yes, CFI, and it was backed by Richard Kuhn.
Okay.
So this Thomas Twer, man, let me put it in the real way. Because District 12, 13, 11, I cut across these districts. 12, 13, 11. Richard Kuhn, good morning. Nafwede, Onision. Richard Kuhn was one of the main person behind this guy that he shouldn't contest in this. Because this guy got number. So now the Supreme Court has said Thomas Twer will not contest. What you should be doing now, but all of you who went to the court that day and Thomas have seen you people, you will not give your support.
Politics.
That politics. So Kuhn on the other hand said they seen Twer, man, but man, how were you, man? Sorry, Allah. Meaning that the numbers, this guy got number on a very serious note. Yes, they say he have not resided in the country for some time, but I don't know how he make the number. The man nickname is the original countryman.
Yeah.
They get countryman and they get the original countryman. The original countryman have number.
He has the original countryman radio. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, he has it.
Original countryman. The man got numbers. So you should lobby with him. So he will tell his supporter, you will not be like having kind of in district. Yeah, what tell people say, and that's how I go, and the people say no, you on your own. Y'all go to Thomas Twer and y'all lobby with Twer and say, well, there are a few candidates he's listening to now, like Hillary Gibson, who was not part of it. But all of the candidates who said this man don't have a domicile, he reside here. He's not a Liberian citizen. And even he was apprehended by the police.
Okay.
Yes, 100 Patrick Sudu. They arrested Thomas Twer by 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, he got released. So when the men are coming back in the district, he stood over the vehicle, rejoicing. Then many people feel, yeah, the man won the Supreme Court case. No, you don't understand it. You're not going to contest. We move?
Yeah, we move.
Yeah, move.
Yeah. So
let me talk about this DEO. Good morning to Ansel Sonny. Ansel, how you doing this morning? The DEO, these people are the district education officers. If Maxine Bladen can, for example, sit on any network and be Truth FM, EFBC, and the rest of this network, any information Martin posts on radio, the next morning DEOs everywhere will call meeting to these various schools and put fear. I want to use the word fear. The DEO has meeting. The DEO in Pinsville, in the bed of the Bourgeois Island, and so forth, insisting that school, if don't open, they will shut these schools down. You don't have power to do so. Who don't know in this country yet? Besides the Catholic school, because always going by the rightful calendar. The Catholic school say they're opening today, they open. The DO should not be calling these principals to put fear in them. Who don't know the difficulty in this country for school fees business? In the same month, you had the 12. In the majority, they are not graduated yet. The parents have to pay graduation fees. The DOs that you are talking to, you should stop this kind of thing. If you look at the high school graduation fees, some of that in 200, 300. The parents have to settle that before they come back and pay school fees. Now, the schools are not saying we're not going to open. We'll open, but just give us time because the parents are not coming to pay school fee. They're looking at graduation first before they can pay children's school fee, all of that. So the DO, answer good morning to you. Maxine Blayton, y'all listen. The DOs y'all have, they'll call these schools and put fear in them. You should stop it. You should stop it. Let's move on to what happened yesterday. And this is the big one before we play call to Sunday in Belgium. What happened yesterday? I mean, many of the time, we have condemned what the CDC have been doing. If someone tell you, say, CDC have not done so, then I'll say, I'm not being fair to what I'm about to say. There are occasions on the Congo Town Boulevard belt where the CDC have blocked traffic. And we all know it's no secret. But what happened yesterday with the Unity Party? They literally blocked movement. There are people who, there's a counselor who called me. She said, if we don't talk about A, she would never listen to Truth FM. This lady was driving from 3 p.m. She reached home 11 p.m. in the night. People stood on the road yesterday. Yeka Koluba. I mean, this kind of thing cannot be happening. You know what you blocked yesterday? You didn't stop other people. You obstructed movement of the silent voters, the people who don't have time for politics, coming home with a 1 gallon of Coke and driving with a 0.5 in the car. Just 1 gallon in the car driving. They got up into a situation. I mean, that was a sad one. If we condemn CDC, the United Party should not be doing so. So what if Tewan Gongolo, whose political party, or Sarah Besolo, or the C Congress and say, we're blocking traffic today? What will you have to say? Your obstructed movement yesterday. Yesterday, at the Congo Town Boulevard was looking like a World Traffic Day. I mean, good morning to the folks in the United Party. Anybody wins the election, they win it. But obstructing traffic, there are people caught up for no reasons. This lady said, if we don't talk about this in the morning, and myself, it makes me. Going forward, tomorrow is CDC, right? If CDC locked down this whole city down tomorrow, no one should talk about it. You won't blame Elections Commission? No. That area, at least, a corridor should have been open for car to pass. But this was not vehicle that blocked the road. Human being sat on the ground yesterday. Hey, man. GMB, good morning to you. You're a very good man. You won the presidency.
Yeah, so on these kind of occasions, the police will have to work with the party to ensure that there is always corridor. I remember in 2017 when the Liberty Party was even launching at this headquarters, there was corridor created right at that Catholic Junction where vehicles are going. Even though the traffic was slow, but it was moving. So yesterday, can you imagine that even the Speaker of the House,
everybody will caught up in that traffic.
Got caught up in that traffic and stayed there nearly 4 hours.
The neck boss were in that traffic for 8 hours. Yeah. No.
So I think what can be done is that always you have to work with the police and be understanding, create corridor while you have your activities, so that you cannot also take away the rights of other people to move. Okay. Sure. Yes, you don't have to infringe on the right of movement of other citizens. So you always have to work with the police to create a corridor while you are having your activities. Traffic can be moving, though it will be slow, but at least the people will be going.
Bro.
Yes. So to absolutely block the road, people sitting on the main road. I mean, yes. Next time when you're planning political activities or campaign activities, you have to always try to create corridors so other people can pass.
Tomorrow that's easy, right?
Yeah, because guess what? That route is leading to,
I won't say it's a transit way
there, the biggest hospital in the country. Yes. So let's look at business people, for example. They say, okay, they are losing. Let's look at sick people who were supposed to be taken to the hospital if there were emergencies. So you see how that could cause loss of life and all of that. So anytime there are camping activities, if it is on the main road, you have to create corridor for the movement of people. Yes.
Some of you commented Joseph Burke, our next president. Look, let me tell you something. Anybody win the presidency will call them good morning to our president. But the fact here is, you want leadership, you should start to show it. Even if you have school drilling, you have MPs are saying, no, don't block the traffic. If CDC have been doing it before, don't do the same thing. Then there should be a difference between you and this other political party. So CDC have been blocking the road. Okay, you are said to you block the road. You heard what he said? There are businesses that have been shut down yesterday. Ambulance was rushing for emergency. Someone could be in the last to give her the last breath, and they didn't come. Liberia is not like other countries who have, multiple roads. Well, if everybody leaving from Painesville, you just have to pass through this one belt to go to Central Town. Those who coming from town, this is not, you should stop doing this thing. It's not too much about party. Look, tomorrow is CDC. If CDC lockdown, which of course they have been doing, they lock down everywhere. You can cross the new bridge. You can turn from the Dripper Freeway. You can come from the Congo Town. Then what will you say? You can do it. So, because the silent voters too are watching. I keep saying this. The crowd you see, these crowds are not enough to make you win election. Apart from partisans, you have silent voters. There were doctors, there were lawyers, there were ordinary hustlers who got caught up in a taxi or whatsoever moving vehicle yesterday. We're not yet saying the other person will win the election. Because I know people we interpret things in so many ways. Sarah Benson will launch very soon, and her political party is now from Catholic Junction. If she will launch on Friday, we should block the whole traffic. Is that what kind of thing we should stop it, man? CDC is going to the ATS on tomorrow, September 7th, right? There should be a corridor that the police should be able to work and create corridor for free movement, man. So silent voter or in attendance, yeah. So you block somebody movement. There's a guy who say, but man, I only having 0.5 because it's not easy, man. The man driving with a large gallon in the car, it will be yourself. Get frustrated. Let's move on. Let's see who can place a call to this guy.
Yeah.
Liberia overtakes leadership of the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific for Ambassadors. And I want to say congratulations to Isaac Yinabo, but there are some issues. So there's like this intellectual movement called Intellectual Alliance of Liberia. Most of them call Mark Doko, whosoever the normally call on the show. And some of the members threatening to boycott and leave this group. They say they may not want to go in a group and take their personal game out. The Intellectual Alliance of Liberia. That alliance should have no affiliation with any political party. That's what more time I would say to McLean Randall. If you're advocates, stay on your advocacy line. But you can't take side. And when you take side, you leave the rest of these guys off. It can't be so. Anyway, yes, you guys are jealous. Hey, man, you're not doing fair. Jerry Mans, you do fair to the discussion. I would say, look, let me tell you something. With all fairness, if the Liberian people say, George, will go for another 6 years, so be it. If Alexander Cummings is the rightful pricing to fix this country, if the Liberian people's decision, so be it. If the poor man lawyer tell one say gongolo, nobody knows who's going to go into the second round. Nobody have vote keeping in a basket. No crowd. Even Lucini Camara, I saw the crowd yesterday. Everybody will put up crowd in this one city here. We have 829,000 registrants. CDC will whistle tomorrow. You get there one time, you will whistle. Everybody can bring crowd.
Meanwhile, not much is being seen in Grand G.
No.
Not much is being seen in River G. Not much is being seen in Sino. Not much is being seen in Maryland and other places.
Yeah.
Maserado.
Everybody that Maserado. You call down to these counties will tell you, say nothing happening. We can see no activity, no party or leave offices open, nothing. But everybody right here, when you see crowd, look at the bottom box, we'll see who becomes our next district representative. And I feel sorry for Charisma. Let me say this yesterday. Okay. Yeah, Charisma, the rescue daughter. I'm a good friend, Charisma. So one side of the United Party was giving it for 98% of the United Party were giving it for Yeke Koluba. Then
2%.
1.0% were giving it up for charisma, and she in the whole attire. I said, yeah, politics too deep. Tomorrow we'll have Yeke.
Okay.
Yeke.
Seki.
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 Yeah, Seki. Will be our guest tomorrow. Yeke, one of the major contenders in district number 10. This election, who wins it will win it. Elections Commission will give her the result. The media will play a professional role. What will see the error will talk it. You hold your personal feelings. Hold it. Let's make a call to he really somebody call somebody I see is
I want really one.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
On you, sorry, we will not do it again. But JNB, our next president.
Right there, that's good. If you say, so, you say Bobby Bully, Bobby is one person who bullied the CPP online. What are your business? Okay. You don't do it again. Good. If Joseph Buck has the president, I will say congratulations and play Buck. And we'll greet you.
Of course.
Anybody Liberian people votes. That is our leader. The voice of the people is the voice of God. But you should do the rightful thing. When you sit on this platform, tell the people, in the next time, this is what I want to do for this country. Anyway, yeah. We move. Keep your, some of you guys 0% of the thing. Look, every political party have face. The face now, the city, you like it or not, like Joe we are. All the representatives, none of y'all be re-elected. Joe we are be re-elected. That ain't right, they will move. They seem to the Unity Party. The face of the Unity Party is Joseph Boyka. And most of you leaning on Joseph Boyka. Some of you in district there, you say you rescue that, you lie. Just Joseph Boyka, you leaning on. They seem to Alexander Cummings. Tewan Gongolo, Dr. Clarence Monumba. The crowd I saw Monumba put up in Lofa County. That's why I say they think of crowd be there. I'm convinced until the people go to the ballot by Maka. Yeah, everybody just putting on the number. Even Sarah Besolo Yenti. The crowd should put up in Nimba County. I mean, man. Anyway, yes, let's go to there's some major progress. Liberian embassy in Belgium there. We have Stanley Darlington Tillman. As a matter of fact, he's the Minister Counselor in charge of public diplomacy. He's live on the line this morning. It's great to have you on the True Breakfast Show. Tillman, how is Belgium?
Fellow listener. Belgium is doing very well. As a matter of fact, we just got in office a few hours ago, and we are doing very enthusiastic. Since the 1st of September, we were announced as the country that will take over the chairpersonship of the OECPS. So that involved additional work, follow-ups, and a lot of other representation in regards to what we are already doing.
Ice Ambassador Isaac Yinambo, and man was doing extremely well in a hot and soul of Europe, Belgium.
Excellency is doing very well as well. You know, when you are chair of an international organization, particularly the ACP, that is member state driven, your work goes beyond your country. But what happens is that you are the face, you know, like of the international organization. You are also from a country, so your work is beyond that. But he's doing very well, pretty well. You know, he just went to a meeting this morning with the European Union, so there's a lot to be done.
Okay, great. So I came across this information. I intend to place a call. It's good that you guys reply me immediately as I send you a message. Liberia overtakes leadership of the OACPS, the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States. So the question is, what does it mean for Liberia with this big information running on social media? Liberia overtakes leadership.
Thank you very much. First, let me just give a minute. Let me give an overview about the essence of the OECPS. So the OECPS was established in 1975. What we refer to as the Georgetown Agreement. So that is with the intent of doing business or partnership with the European Union. In 2019, the OECPS went to Nairobi, what we refer to as the Nairobi Declaration, to expand our mandate. So she expanded our mandate to initially was ACP, now it's the OACPS. So one of the intent is a developing country to be able to do business with developed country tariff-free. So if you will recall, you maybe have heard in the news that the EU, what EU does with us is called the EDF, the European Development Fund. You have one EDF, two EDF, all the way to 11 EDF.
Okay.
So all the monies that go to Liberia in terms of electricity, technical vocational education, and governance and direct budget support is captured under the EDF program. So you have from 1 to 11. But just you to note that in 2020, the 11 EDF expired. Since 2020, we've been trying to have an agreement with the EU. Unfortunately, we have not achieved that. So what the EU did, a transitional agreement, to help Liberia, of which Liberia benefited 110 million. So of that 110 million, Liberia have already secured 80 million of that 110 million under the post-Cotonou agreement. But this new partnership agreement that we are about to sign under the Liberian chairmanship. So now the EU, okay, just to go back, the EU has agreed since 2020 now to sign the new agreement that will last for 20 years, which is referred to as the Samoa Agreement. And Europe being chaired at the time of the signing. So somebody will say it's a miracle, right? Because since 2020, we've been trying to secure an agreement, a long-term agreement with the European Union, and that has not come to fruition. Since we have agreed now in the EU will be signing, at the Liberian chairmanship. So it means that ministers from Liberia will be sitting at the table with the European Union leadership to sign this historical agreement that will last for the next 20 years. So Liberia comes in when EU has agreed to sign this agreement. And just to further expand on that, since 2020, you might want to ask, what was the cause that EU did not sign, new post-Cotonou agreement 2020, 2023? There were a lot of issues at stake. We have something we call the sexual preference. So there were countries in the European Union that was arguing that the scheme of expand as far as sexual preference. So it means people should have their way, but sexually what they want to do. And African countries, Caribbean, Pacific countries were saying that, hey, that is against our cultural and traditional value. So we cannot sign a contract or an agreement for 20 years to allow people to, sexual preference, and then we have something called mobility. So, a lot of sensitive issue. So we went on the backstab. There was a lot of backstab. So we managed to cross that. So yes, Ambassador Yenigo will be the chair of the Committee of Ambassador, and our ministers in Liberia, that's the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, are going to chair the councils of ministers.
So how is the selection done? Thelma, you want to tell me how selection was done?
Thank you very much. That's a very big question. So the OACP is member state driven, unlike other international organizations. So it is done first by rotation of region. So every region has its time in terms of alphabetical order. So this was West Africa region, but within the region, it is not done in alphabetical order. It's done on the basis of seniority, experience, as well as longevity. So what happened in the case was the West African states realized that Ambassador Yenibo have served the ECOWAS group of ambassador. He have served the African Union group of ambassador. In his country, he was the president pro tem for Europe. He served as senior senator of his country. So those are attributes that your colleagues around the table, utilize to say, hey, at this point in time, we think Liberia can channel, the cause of West Africa and the OECD, because take note, the OECD constitutes 79 member states, and that 79 member states are all on developing countries. So it's second to the United Nations in terms of member states rating. Very big organization, partnership. So what are the things that are going to change? So if you listen to the media, you will hear most of the time we say the EU political dialogue. That is saying we have EU political dialogue. So after the Samoa agreement, there will be no more EU political dialogue. It's going to be EU partnership dialogue. So every time you will hear about EU people coming on your radio, it's not going to be political dialogue anymore. It's going to be a partnership dialogue. So it's more leaning towards development activity, governance, and the rule of law, all those things. So yeah, a lot's going to change. So thank you.
Okay, so quickly before I take leave of you, because of the great work of Ambassador Isaac Yenambo in that part of Europe, Belgium, so those work have put Liberia on the map. This could be Someone's listening now. In terms of, I'm asking benefits. Someone say yes. The OACPS, where Liberia stands. In fact, I'm asking this question as we try to conclude because of the excellent working of that's the Isaiah number.
Yes, that's in order for you to be selected, you must have had proper representation because some countries your representation might be very low, and then your colleagues will be like, no, you might not represent our interests, properly. So Liberia stand to benefit a lot because Liberia will be the one who will be cooking the food and distributing the food. So at the Samoa agreement in November, Liberia will be at the table where for the next 20 years, EU will be signing an agreement. So it's like you cook the food on you. And then you have distributed the food amongst the 79 countries. So Liberia there on the table saying, okay, how much for Liberia for the next 20 years? How much for example, Fiji? How much for Jamaica? How much for Kenya? How much do we send to Guyana? How much is going to go to Ghana? So Liberia will be in the room because she will be co-chairing along with the EU partners to decide what are the benefits that go. Because right now the EU is doing very well. The EU, contributed towards the building of the refabrication of the NPDC. There's a lot of work that the EU does in terms of technical vocational education, governance, as well as direct budget support. If you look at rural electricity from the LEC, it is done by the European Union. Mm-hmm. So if we go to Samoa in November as chair of the chairmanship of the presidency, the minister will be sitting on the other side, the ambassador sitting there as well as the EU people. So we can decide, say, hey, listen, in the first basket, we have 110 million. Liberia has moved in terms of progress in governance, in development, all of those things. And we are looking keen to having more funding, because, trade is a win-win situation. We, Liberia, on the other hand, we trade more with the EU. So, yes, so we will be at it. So it's very, very important for us. And I think we should celebrate this. And I think all being Liberians should celebrate this because we were blessed, and under the leadership of President George Manneh, we are the chief signatory to the new Samoa agreement. That's the news. Liberia is going to be the chief signatory to the new Samoa agreement that will be signed between OACP and the EU. And you will recall that even we have a parliamentary aspect of the OACPS, of which Honorable Carlos Gray is the head delegation. So you see, every time Honorable Gray travels from Liberia to other countries, he attends the OACPS Joint Parliamentarian Assembly. So it's a big conglomerate of a lot of member states. So the big ticket and the big news is that Liberia will be in Samoa chairing the meeting that will give rise to the new post-Cotonou agreement. What is called the post-Cotonou agreement of Samoa Declaration.
All right.
It's a big feat, and we should celebrate it as Liberians.
Thank you so much, Samvin Tillman. I mean, it's not easy normally to call to our embassies around the world, but at least you responded and you decided to come through. We appreciate you so much this morning.
Thank you for having me, and we will try to do as much as possible to interact because you see, diplomacy has moved from just representation to more, interlocutor or aspect because citizen politics and citizen diplomacy is very important. So people need to know what the embassies are doing because they're not just wearing the suit and go see the meeting because, it's more to that, negotiating trade agreement, negotiating partnership agreement, both bilateral and multilateral. So we will reach out because public diplomacy, it is that we reach out to the citizens and see what you are doing in Brussels, what you are doing in Paris, what you are doing in Germany, what you are doing in UK. Overall, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs conduct, that direction in terms of how our public diplomacy, work. Thank you for having me.
All right. Great. The voice of Samvin Darlington Tillman all the way from Belgium. I mean, it's not easy to get through this kind of information. Yeah, I think it's good. Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Controversy.
Controversy.
Yeah, they were not politics. You like it or not? Controversy. We hear the kind of good news that we bring it to the public space.
Yeah, it's Mr. Kula.
Martin Kula. We have to say. So let's take a few calls up to the issue being discussed while we anticipate Martin Kula from district number 6.
0770-202579. Some people will be mixing it and say, yeah, you can call the number too fast, but the number is slow. 0770.
Dwayne, they will tell you. Yeah, simple. Yeah, it's sorry.
Yeah, let me take the first. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
I'm Prince calling from Bannersville. Concerning the issue of the Ministry of Education, that's what discussing.
Yeah.
This Ministry of Education has a lot of problems that still need to be fixed. So this is the thing. My nephew, who has not yet graduated, graduating on the 15th of this month, went to enroll ISO University. And the university needed a transcript. It cannot be done while he has not yet graduated. So here's the thing. The Ministry of Education shouldn't be the ones wasting time with the one resource, and then they're expecting students who are about to graduate to be able to enroll into college. It's really, really suffering a lot of students.
Okay.
He's not the only one. The other friends have the same problem.
Okay, thank you for bringing it to your attention. Yes, good morning. Let's do 1 minute, please. Good morning.
Good morning, people. Let me say a pleasant good morning to people on you. I'm following the discussion from District 4, and this is the voice of Akwe Boysian. This morning, my state has been through the issue of education in this country.
Okay.
We must appreciate President Weah because some say he's paying fees for our students, for which they are able to take WAEC and become victorious. But I think, in addition to just paying fees for our students, it's also prudent enough to look after those that are teaching them. I listened to the radio this morning from somewhere around River G County, MARKA. There are some of our voluntary teachers who have laid down their talks and they have said they will not go to the classroom to teach our Liberian children, only because they are not being placed on payroll. So, President, why is true you and your government brag about this issue of education? I think it is also prudent that you face and pay attention to our teachers, because if they are not attended to, they will not be able to teach our children properly. So this should be a serious attention to you this morning. Thank you, Father.
Thank you.
And the DO officer shouldn't be
Good morning.
threatening schools.
Good morning, Marga.
Morning.
This is Marky Boy. You're calling from Marky. We come to Jackson. I want to appreciate about educating the silent voter that one is invited to yesterday. The other people said our land, whereby is not large, they did it intentionally because of black traffic. Like it or not, it's not going to George is his president, he's the president. Because other places in good place. So I want to tell him that George is the president, he will remain making the balances here. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka, and let me say good morning to you. This is Avin Pico, and I joined a discussion from a vacant district on fire with your community. Let me appreciate you for the national discussion, especially phoning from way or Europe. I think it's a plus for us as a Liberian to hear one of the regional or Mali. So because not only Liberia as a whole, but the image of Liberian outside Liberia, I think it's a plus for us. So let me say, Mr. Jenabo, thank you. We have been following you. At least you have made Liberia proud again. Quickly, if I drop the line, let me thank the Ministry of Education go beyond budget, not only to announce education, to announce on school opening on the phone. No. Please go and do dividends to rural schools, like increasing school fees and tuition. Go there. What new development?
Avin, Coke. The thing is that there are schools who haven't put up graduates yet. All right. Then you have the parents to pay school fees at the same time. The DOs are still putting pressure beyond the smaller schools.
That's the problem. You don't treat people like that. I think you have to step successfully. You have to step up.
Yeah.
You be crying for school fee, be crying for be crying for jobs. The problem is that many. So please step on again.
Thank you. So yeah, I agree with his point that to increase fees, yes, it should also be done with how much improvement you have done in the school, either by a new program, maybe your science laboratory is functional, you have a library,
that's
your computer, yes, you improve the facility and your programs, and then you can add up the fees. But the same way the school are looking yesterday, see the school stay like that. Is they even leaking?
You jumping up?
You increasing fees.
What makes it so scary?
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to your many listeners this morning. This is Glory. I will join this conversation on the Atacama Duro. Let's appreciate you guys this morning. This morning I tell you I've been due to the education sector. Even though it says school open, I'm thinking of our children, our parents, not having money to send the children to school. We need to be there to see our children are coming to see the women. That's the reason we're asking the government, much the education sector, to be in the school time. Maybe after the election, so government can also not.
So my take here is the DEOs, the district education officers, right? They are pressurizing that if these schools not open, they will shut them down. That's why getting to me. Something's going to happen. Nothing happening. No money, nothing will happen. No.
All right. Thank you, Mister.
Yeah.
Okay. You made a point. Good morning.
Good morning. Let me say good morning to you. My name is Robert Francis Walker. I joined this morning. Unification City, North Miami County. On you and MARKA this morning, I want to use this medium to appeal to President George Manuel Weah. At least the sea park that he built in Monrovia, at least for the president to build a park around the airport. On you and MARKA, it is so saddening to see that when Christmas or D-Day coming, most of our children have to leave from Miami to go to Monserrate because.
Okay, we campaign period 34 days of election. I tell you once, the big parking might give you there. It's impossible. Okay, the next government. The presidential bill is supporting for anybody. That person will come there. Then you tell them that one. But none of that campaign period on Friday.
The new presidential terminal that he built on the airport, the president is doing well, and here he's putting the whole so much in it. For him to stop and paper at least to stop our children from going like giving a very general
Thank you. Let me take the final caller. Mr. Kola is here already. Good morning. We didn't get that one from the man. We just say your woman, young man.
Okay, he won't come in to build a park, or Joseph Boyka or Tema going to build a park. Okay.
Oh.
No, Matika was different to you. Thank you. All right, thank you.
Honestly, I mean, some of us are a bit skeptical in terms of the case and roaming around with politicians as well. So I will advise that maybe we can do a closure after election, or again, I mean, we can do it now and then few weeks to the election, maybe we can close the school away after the election.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yes.
Thank you. Thanks for all of your call. This talk, good talk, good talk. And we'll listen. Folks, you listen up to the True Breakfast Show 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. We have Martin Sekula, District number 6 representative candidate coming up shortly. But as we close up this morning, all of the political parties, your partisans are looking to make it with the elections. I want to remind you all, the silent voters are there. Please, the silent voters are what? They are there. Don't forget about them. The first time voters, at least they're showing up. They're showing up just everywhere. But we have the silent voters that are in a huge number. So when you go out there to campaign, please make room for other suppliers. Yesterday, what we saw from the Unity Party, want to appeal. People were going to hospitals. There was lack of movement. People got stuck up in the traffic for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. That shouldn't happen. Tomorrow is the CDC. Please don't obstruct other people's movement. We want to appeal to all of you. Yes, so let's see if we can link up with our guest in studio this morning. Circular. Yes. Martin.
Exactly.
He looking like he worried. Martin,
No, I'm not. The people of District 6 are they have already given me their mandate. I can assure you that.
Okay. The reason I'm asking, what are you worried? What can me say BPM? How you doing this morning, Martin?
I am great, and I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. This is my home. I'm here frequently, so I'm excited to be here. I want to say a pleasant good morning to the peace-loving people of District number 6, the resident of a particular district that is about to change their lawmaker to another name, and that name is Martin Sekola. I want to say good morning to all of you this morning. I want to thank the communities that I visited last week, and the welcome was overwhelming. King Gray community, Zoglos, Safula, Baptist Seminary, or Freedom Land, those communities that we visited last week. Want to say thank you. The love was too much. Our people are excited, and I want to say a pleasant good morning to Liberia.
It's the campaign stressful. We're screening to A now. The campaign pure. No, the whole country know Martin Kula.
Exactly.
They will not see PPP.
No, this is about District 6.
District 6.
Yes.
How's the campaign go? Since August 5. I've been calling you for radio. You've been shouting away. What's been going on? Is it stressful? You coping up? How is it?
We started 2 years ago. Engaging with our people. So when the campaign opened formally, our people demanded that we reach out to almost all of them. So when you were calling, most of the time we have scheduled early morning hours, holding some consultative meetings in the afternoon and the late evening hours. We are holding meetings in the various communities. So I've been engaged over the past 3 weeks, very, very much engaged. So that's why you see me, and we're trying to, shy away from the kind of big public news thing and engage the voters, those who are going to give us their mandate. Because this is why we didn't do the last term. The last term, we assumed that the people understood that we build their bridges. We assume that the people understood that we build their public latrine. We assume that the people understood that we build 2 high schools in the district. We assume that the people understood that we run the biggest technical school. So this assumption took us away from going to the people and engaging with them one-on-one. So for over 2 years now, we have been house to house, door to door, engaging communities and informing them that we are the change that they have been waiting for. And they are embracing it overwhelmingly, because everywhere we go, our in Kingre, you will not imagine the Kingre people themselves when they get out to us speak. They say you are the only candidate over the past 10 years that have come in this district.
After you lost it in 2017.
Yeah,
what have you learned, Martin? Someone's listening out to you in districts, in Kingre, in GSR, in other parts of that district. Martin Sekula, what have you learned? I don't want to say you lost the election. You learned from the process that this time around, 2023, you could be the next lawmaker.
Look, Onu, very simple. Our people, like I said, need for you to go to them and tell them that you are contesting, even if they know that you are contesting, even if they know that you're giving over 2,000 kids or scholarship every year, even if they know that, you need to go toward them and tell them for their respect's sake. And that's how our people look like. That's how our politics plays here. So I learned that a lot from the last election. The last election, only look, our being public latrine in Baptist Seminary, our building bridges in the Caesar town to connecting a village or Gozon and then Peloton community, our being two high school, one up Rock Hill, one in the Baptist Seminary area. I mean, our being and in our running water in the King Grade community, in the
And you go to the people say you
community. I
contest
was doing
you.
all of those things, and the people were looking at me. They said, "Look, oh, this guy is a very good guy, but he hasn't spoken to us yet." So the last election, we lost. But guess what? Those things that we did in the past were political investment. Today, we are about to reap this investment. Because when I go cover mission, everybody telling me, but Mr. Kola, the water that you brought here, since you left, the current lawmaker has abandoned us. I went to our King Grade. They said the first candidate that ever brought anything here was you. And since you left, this lawmaker have done absolutely nothing for us. I go see Sultan, go some community, 30 acre predator, and the Tinga village, and the Caesar town people tells me, since you build the Timber Bridge, 780 feet Timber Bridge, why bridge? Since you build it, this lawmaker have not changed one plank, and the planks are getting rotten. And there are stories everywhere in the district testifying about some of these things that we did. Today, it is serving as political investment that is about to pay off. Only I learned that when you want the people to vote for you, you need to go toward them. Forget about all the things that you do. This year, we gave it over 4,000 kids scholarship this year because we're working with 10 other schools apart from our 2 high schools. So we're working with 12 high schools. Those who are interested, they can call and I will give a number up. Currently, right now, we have close to 800 women in training for 2 months. The last time we trained for about 2 months, about 600 women. So we'll be graduating by September 22nd, about 1,500 women in different vocations of our technical skill. We do that every year free of charge. We are about to give our technical school scholarship again, 500. Those who want to do plumbing, those who want to do electricity, even decoration, free of charge. Look, and we do that every year. But you can do all of that. The people say you need to come to talk to us. So Onu, most of the time when you call me on the radio, I say, Onu, leave me. I am talking to my people. I'm telling them that I'm running. I'm telling them this time around.
And you can say, leave me too.
I say, only leave me. This time around, the people need to hear it from my mouth that I am contesting. And Onu, I believe that not that I'm only contesting, but I'm winning this election. This you will look October 11 or by the way, October 10 by 10 o'clock, you will begin to get the result. By the 11th.
You mean when I reporter then call in? Let's go to polling place number 1, district number 6.
I am winning all the 18 polling places in district number 6. Trust me. I am in the grassroots approach. Now, what people haven't been seeing me on social media. Oh, you know this, why? Yeah, sometimes I post. Just 1 or 2 of our activities, but the bulk of the activity, like the King Grade activity, I have not posted anything yet. Like the activity or in a Zoglo community, Safula, Pambu, I have not posted, and we have over 600-700 people at this gathering.
He promising then? I hope he's making some promises.
The people know that we are already implementing. Only when more do the people want when their children go into our school? When more do they want when their children go into technical school, when they themselves benefiting from special empowerment program? This Friday, only, like I will do every year, I'm training over 300 teachers in a special refresher training before school open. Every year, the Kola Foundation gather over 300 teachers from about 50 schools in the district and its surrounding, and we train them in different kind of special courses for our teacher education. Like for example, lesson planning, testing, evaluation, teaching method, and then classroom management, those kind of different stuff. So we training over 300 this Friday at the Kola Foundation Technical School. Come there. So any school in the district or its surrounding that are interested, you can call the number that I will give you. But only we are doing a lot in our district, and the people will vote for us because of our consistency. Over the years, only we have never failed. We have been very consistent. We have never wavered with our people. We trust that we knew that at the end of the day, they will realize that they made a mistake with this lawmaker and that they will remove him. Today, they are testimony. People are giving testimony all over the district of our good work, and they are willing to replace this particular lawmaker who have abandoned everything about the district. It's just all about him. He cannot point to anything. This is a man who everything that he talk about is about only his own institution. Beside that, nothing. And I'm going to beat him even around his institution. He will be whipped. Look, I went Institute Joshua community. You know, the Manasari government built a market there. After they constructed that market, I built over 75 tables for the market women in 2017. Since I built that table, and the current lawmaker school is just next door. Since I built that table, so he's there most of the time. By the way, now where he run the Watt district from for a school and the clinic, and the district does not have a district office. Since no build that, and I'll talk about that. But the lawmaker school is west side of market, right near the market. They may have the people are begging to change their market table. I went there about a month ago, and the marketeers crying on me, and they were telling me, forgive us. This guy fooled us. He deceived us with a Reverend tattoo. He fooled us. This market table, since you build it, someone else spoiling now. He has never changed it. And I gave them hope. Look, this is a man who runs our district from his clinic or from our office because he lives in Dwazon. So when people want to see him, they go to a clinic because he doesn't want any trouble. By the time people call trouble, that private property, and he will call police. So since no bill, the district office, and he reach it to Lincoln level just to put roof, this lawmaker has refused deliberately to complete our district office within 6 years. I have promised our people within the first 100 days of my leadership, our district will have a district office. Our district will have a district office. This is a man who refused to put our district clinic into the national budget, or put an African Dream Clinic into the national budget. Yes, they take money from our people. I have promised our people within the first 2 years of our leadership, we will transform that small clinic into a health center so that we have medical doctors or around there, and so that people are giving treatment like anywhere around Liberia, including here. Look, we need to be serious about the way we want to lead our people at a different constituency level. You cannot come and the people give you such a mandate wholeheartedly and you abandon them. And this is why we are now on the verge of replacing Onu. I can assure you today, take it today and mark this date. I'm the next representative of district number 6.
Okay. We want to get to the bank. We are Kara say. So because when you go to the bank, the system will be down. Yeah, we want a system. Martin Kula system he's making. We want to get to the bank.
Yeah. O'Neil, take it to the people of District 6 and they will respond in a ballot box.
Mr. Kula, what agenda are you taking to the legislature?
So look, first of all, I will start by saying, what do we want for our people first? 4 things. Maybe the 5th one, and I'll start with what it. Our people need to have somewhere to see their representative. So in the first 100 days, we must have a district office. That's the first thing. The second thing, we expand our educational program and we endeavor at the legislature to ensure that we improve our educational system. I was just coming general and then our monitoring here, and there are a lot of issues with our educational system. As a lawmaker, we endeavor to put some things right. We must have standards for our school. And for example, people just opening school. Once they get church, they just open school. What's the standard for our opening school? What's the standard? And so we expand on our educational program that we're already running in our district so that more children get opportunity to go to school. And at the national level, we ensure that we have fixed our educational system. I'm on the fixer thing.
You know what on the ballot bags? Martin Kula, you know what?
I'm number 8 on the ballot bag. I'm wearing black coat suit with green.
Yeah, with green.
They may love that.
Black coat suit with green. I never take party. Black coat suit with green letter and white shirt. And the second thing that I will try to do is to make healthcare affordable for our people. Look, There are a lot of clinics in our district, so healthcare is accessible. There are a lot of clinics. We have EAW hospital. We have one of the biggest hospitals there. But our people cannot have access to our healthcare because they cannot afford. We have a district clinic that has been abandoned by our lawmaker. I will transform that district clinic into a health center so our people go and get the same quality treatment that they will get in or EAW, but for cheaper money. And then our people will have affordable and quality healthcare. So we are taking that agenda to the legislature for our people. The third thing we want to do, or the fourth thing, is to ensure that we address the plight of our disadvantaged brother. Look, these people, they are veterans. We need to ensure their numbers are growing. I know people call them Zogo, but they are the victims. Those who bring in drugs here, those who or sell drugs to the people, they are the real perpetrator. We need to ensure that we address that. This is an issue of national security. We need to put our hands around the government, especially the Cummings-led government, going to fix this whole drugs thing, and we will stop it. Yesterday, I was in Kingray with our vice senator, and she was so passionate about ensuring that our young people are revived from this whole drugs thing. The fourth thing I will do is what I call local innovation. Local innovation is going back to the white people and working along with them so that locally you people do your own development, apart from what the government is going to do. No, the government will be paying roads and things, but supposing the community want to obey public toilet, you as a lawmaker, it is your responsibility to go back and say the public toilet, let's build it together. So the people could bring sand, and you bring blacks, you bring cement, you bring zinc, and they can bring workforce, and they can feed the worker. You build it together. One of the reasons why they are removing Samuel Inakam October 10, it is because he refused to go back to the people.
So thank you.
No, to even carry on develop. Forget about what thank you. To even go back and address some of these, manual community issue, because he refused, so the people going to remove him. Because
Martin, let me ask you, it's a message resonating well in the ears of the people. When you go out to a campaign, I mean, Martin Kula, you're well known man in the district, people know you. And then listen, what do you hear from them? What do they say to you? Is your message resonating? This is district. We're gonna look and see how many registered voters in that district.
It's about 61,000 now.
61,000. Is the message resonating well?
Only our people, first of all, our people are passionate for our change. And the answer is a big yes. Everywhere I go, like I told you, our investment over the years into the lives of the people will pay off October 10. Everywhere you go, people will point to something. Oh, Mr. Kola, you see that water over there? Yes, since you left from here, nobody brought water again. Oh, Mr. Kola, you see the public toilet? Since you left from here, nobody brought any public toilet here. And look, our in Baptist Seminary in your time, I built a public toilet there since 2016. I went there. The people say since we elected the lawmaker, he has never come here to our house. And we want water. We have been behind for 6 years to even help us dig a well. He has refused. But the public toilet that you built, stay here with moderate camos. And I was smiling in my heart. And the people say, for that reason, we will vote you because you have been consistent. And I gave that community some of the highest scholarship because they are just opposite my other branch of the school to Jamaica Resort there. Okay. So the message is not only resonating, the people themselves are speaking the message up. They are passionate about changing this man and replacing him with Martin Kola.
Okay, number 8. Oh, number 8 on the ballot.
Number 8 on the ballot. When you count it, just count from all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Number 8. Okay, in Central Mayfield.
Yeah. Number 8 means a new beginning. When you ask the religious people, District 6 is about to experience a new beginning. Leadership.
How confident are you in the sincerity level of the people that you are interacting with? The reason I'm asking this question, you hear the people say the same crowd I went to Party A or Kennedy A, that's the same crowd going to Kennedy B and C and all of that. That's your confident level.
Look, again, we are working as a person who want to win or Wembley, so we are not sitting. But I am confident to a larger extent that the people will vote us because of what we have done in past and because of our consistency. Very confident, Marka. Look, when you reach to a community and people begin to point out things that you have done and they begin to express regret about not voting you, then you know that they are serious. And then when you hear them say, look, it's not about money. It's not about money. This time around, we want somebody that will come back to us like you have been with us consistently. Then you know that they are serious. These messages were not there in 2017. It wasn't. If they are there now, it means that something going on. King Great people cannot tell me that Mr. Kola, for over 6 years, the water you brought here will only improve upon it small. But that water is the same water that we are still using. So your water that inside us will not allow us this time around to deceive you. We thought the man was a reverend, but immediately when he won, he said he's not reverend and he moved Margivi. The man is in Margivi. The man came, about 2 months ago, the lawmaker came right behind our clinic just to deceive the people. And the people themselves telling me, I don't know about it. So when people begin to reveal some of these things, MARKA, it means that they are ready for a change. Not that they are only ready, but they are ready for a change to put you there that they are revealing it to, because they want for you to know that don't make this man mistake tomorrow. What they are telling me is that you will be our next lawmaker, but don't act like this Samuel man. Don't act like the lawmaker who has a bundle or a hijab being structure for himself. There is nothing. When this guy leave office or join Warren, District 6 will have absolutely nothing to show.
So, Mr. Kola, to succeed on some of your vision, some of the things you want to accomplish in that district, you have to be someone with good skill to lobby, and you must have good rapport with your colleagues at the level of the legislature. Are you a people-centered person? Are you a vindictive person? What kind of person are you, especially when you enter the legislature among your colleagues?
Maybe tolerant is the right word. Because look, there will be heart. We'll have feelings. People will offend you. But when you are a tolerant person to religions, to faith, to people's views, or to people's own opinion about issue, then you are bound to be successful. The best skill to have is to be tolerant and listening to our people and engage them on their opinion. And look, I have told people that holding things against people does not pay off, because at the end of the day, you need their support. So when I go places in our district and people tell me, "Oh, Mr. Koda, we are sorry, we apologize." Some of them put the lap down and they lay down in front of me. I tell them, "No, wake up. You did nothing wrong to elect somebody, because you should have elected one of us, only one of us. For now, you have realized it. Let's move on. And I hold nothing against you. I had nothing against you, first of all, anyway. So I hold nothing against you. At the legislature there, we will work with our colleagues. Look, there are a lot of people in this country that want to see change. And the legislature is not a place that they cannot be found. We can find them there. There are a lot of good people over there. Your ability to work along with them and to make your case. Legislature is about making your case. Everybody in the country know that I can make my case. I have made my case. I stood in Liberty Party, took a position and made my case. I'm standing with the CPP, supporting Mr. Cummings. I'm making my case. People know me in this country for making my case and being successful. We will make our case over there. Our colleagues going to listen to us. Because look, let me tell you something. When you give up on doing what is right, then what is wrong succeeds. But when you are consistent, people will get weary and they will give you what you want. Look, like it's in the story of the Bible. In the Bible, they say there was a wicked judge. There was a wicked judge, but there's a lady who had a case, and she kept on pressing and pressing and pressing. At the end of the day, the judge granted her what she wanted. This is what we're going to do for Liberia. We're going to enter that legislature and make a case for our people. Keep making our case consistently.
Okay, that's good. All right. Now, this question, sometimes I always call it an extra responsibility, because it says the legislature has to responsibility. But this issue of reaching out to your people with humanitarian gesture, these community engagement and supporting community development initiatives, and sometimes it supersedes your original 3 cardinal responsibilities. How do you intend to to balance that?
So when I was listing some of my things that I'm going to do on my platform for my legislative work, the final one that I named was called local innovation. Local innovation means going back to your people. It means going back to your people. It means, look, your people want to do, for example, they want to do a hand pump, or they want to buy a transformer, and the government cannot provide it now. And the transformer costs $500. The lawmakers should go back to the people and say, all of you who will be benefiting from the transformer, you're taking $10, you're collecting $10 from your house. Let it be $250. As a lawmaker, I will put $250. We buy the transformer. Trust me, Maka, when you purchase that transformer, the people will take it as their own because you people bought it together. We build Palava Hut together. We dig wells and get safe drinking water together. We run pumps in the community together. Even if their effort will be just to provide manpower or to cook for the people that are working, we are doing it together. So yes, Maka, one of the main reason why they're coming to replace this lawmaker with Martin Kola is because he refused to go back to the people for over 6 years. It's in the last 2 months that he went short tracks again, passing around, talking, I eating on the dumper again. I see dumper story there. And that dumper story now resonating again. Nobody eating on the dumper. He was fake because everybody knew. Look, the religious community of the district so angry with that man. Because when he came, he said he was a reverend.
Did they express that to you?
I meet them. I encounter them. Most of them tells me, I will not call names here, but most of those big pastors and reverend tell me, look, we thought the man was a godly man. The man came, he said he's a reverend. Immediately when he won, he said, Reverend, I get tattoo. He left.
How will your political party affiliation help you win that election, considering that you maybe your supporters or those who want to vote for you cut across party lines?
Correct. Look, we have a auxiliary group that we are working with beyond the political party. But look, my party is very strong in the district. Let me say this. People don't know Mr. Kumi has a very strong presence in our district. And I can explain to you why I mean publicly, because Mr. Kumi, has a very good U.S. support base, very good diaspora support base. Most of the people in our diaspora build their homes in our district. So most of them are encouraging their people to vote for the CPP president and the CPP representative and the CPP senator. So most of them. So we have a very strong presence there. But beyond the political party, we are working with different auxiliary groups who see us as the person to replace the current lawmaker. So so we're working with currently about 60-something auxiliary group, about 66 of them, and they are very strong, moving, going to places. Look, Maka, I told you I've been on the team 2 years with a grassroots movement, knocking on every doors. This is the people on the social media, most of them who can be causing, talking, they either living in another district or they in some country where it is because it is something. But you need the people who will go to cast the ballot so they will know your face. So for 2 years, I've been showing the face. I've been showing the green tie and the black coat suit. And I've only been waiting
as a tolerant leader, as you claimed after the 2017 election, did you extend, or maybe somebody would say the person who won is the one who's supposed to get to the people who lost the election, this and that, but has there been any kind of cordial relationship between you and the current representative?
Look, so I know your question is, did I make any move to see whether I can work with him? Yes, I did. Twice. Okay. And you can ask one of the aspiring, they call him Milton Yogo. Yes.
Yeah, I know you.
Correct. So I'm on the record telling you, ask Milton Yogo. You can ask Pastor Yima Siafa. The current lawmaker and I met at Alalagon. I told him, like I help Snow, I'm open to helping you for us because it is about the district. It's not about me. It's not about you. The lawmaker promised that you're going to get back to me. He didn't get back to me. Pastor Siafa got angry after calling so many times and just told me, my man, forget about that man. Milton Yogo engaged me. I said, Milton, I've been waiting. At that time, Milton was working with the current lawmaker. I said, I've been waiting. So tell him I'm available. Let him come and so we can sit down and talk. Up to date. Ask Milton Yogo. So I will call him Milton. Milton, what your man say? It's about the district. So look, again, Maka, most people think that you must be lawmaker before you make impact. No, if you are not lawmaker, there are certain things you will not do But if you're not a lawmaker, you still need to engage. Like me. I mean, we still give children scholarship. We still send people to the technical school. We still do some community initiatives because we are living with our people. Forget about whether you lawmaker or not. In fact, this is why the people are going to vote for me. They say, but whether you lawmaker or not, the man is consistent. Look, apart from the current lawmaker, I'm the only candidate who have worked and put down institutions without using the district money. The current lawmaker never owned anything until he became lawmaker.
Okay, Mr. Martin Kola, representative candidate on the ticket of the CPP in District 6, Montserrat County. Let's take at least a couple of calls on 0770-202-579, 0770-202-579. At least four. We can just take at least four. Then we'll close this interview. We have sports coming up, and our studio gets also lined up this morning on the TBS yet on Truth 96.1 FM. So you can call and participate on 0770-202-579. Let me take this caller this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please stay away from the noise. Good morning. Stay away from your monitor, please. Good morning. Go ahead. You still what? Your background is not too good. Yes, so please. Good morning.
Good morning, MARKA. This is John Emmanuel, and I call you from the region of District 6.
Go ahead.
You know, when you are still and you are struggling, you are drowning, you don't have any message to deliver you other than life.
What does that mean?
Let him go.
What?
Particular was sitting studio and still lies against Angus. When you talk about the market in Rado, Studio Georgia, if you check on the office of our space, just recently we shared an honoring program on the market here. No one individual sitting around the market has contributed to the improvement of that market in Angus.
Okay, y'all can explain
Kind of studio. Y'all come. People invite MARKA, let him go. When people invite you, they don't come.
Yeah,
Then when you bring them on the air,
our guests come. That's the
let our
time you want
guests
to
come.
use the opportunity. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
We invite the look. Let me tell you something. You invite y'all should come. Once someone call, they'll take 1 4 minutes. You can show up. Let's be called 0770-153-265. Yeah, let's pick this call on the line. You invite you come. They'll come. Morning. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I want to ask the representative, the aspiring studio there. Thank you for your platform, but I want to ask you these questions. We want to know what happened to the 70,000 you stole for CPP.
Look at that.
But already accused.
Morning. Go ahead. Okay. Thank you. Go to the issue. Good morning. What caller say all of the aspirants saying, I mean, they are far from the truth. Okay. Thank you. Reality is there. Thank you. Let's pick another caller. Good morning.
Hello, Isaac.
Morning.
This is Michael Smith speaking from Babuta here, Junction District 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think all that never follow us when Martin was doing things, when there was not even election time, using his own money to establish school here, there, you know. And then we carried him at the time, but others that never saw it, to be faith that he be the head of the district this time around, they are convinced right now. So, come on over then, Martin will be the next district representative.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. And so because of time, those
Yeah,
I'll do for
sure,
the calling
sure.
segment. And let me say this before Martin come in. Look, most of you just understand back when people talk about your aspiring or whosoever, we have made efforts to have these people come. Then you hear me calling on the defense, on the defense. Anyway, respond to the callers. You listen up to them. Okay. Okay. People's up.
Training or workshop, should please call 0777 038 354. Again, 0777 038 354. And those parents who are interested in getting scholarship from us for this school year, we, like I said, we have 10 schools plus our 2 high schools. You can also call the same number 0777 038 354 0388 So District 6, again, don't forget, my number is number 8. I'm in black also, white honor shite, and
Green Liberty Party. Green Liberty Party.
So I want to say thank you to the people of District 6 for agreeing to elect me. Only I have never spoken confidently about this. It means that I have spoken to our people and they have responded. Only I'm the next lawmaker.
Great.
Yes.
Bill
Vatican of GSA Rose says I'm from Unity Party, but I support Honorable Martin Kola. You know Bill?
Yes. I know Bill. He's a strong Unity Party guy.
And we want to say this out. The platform is open up for the incumbent Reverend Samuel Enders. We've been inviting you for almost 6 months now.
And sincerely,
6 months.
Sincerely, and what you guys do to us is, for me, I don't like it.
Yeah.
We will give you the platform. You don't come once other people come to explain, and
then you attack,
and you will not be safer. You just speak all kind of way on the radio. No, we will not tolerate that.
Great, we not tolerate that. In his pre-birthday voice.
Yeah, pre-birthday voice. We'll not tolerate that.
Let's see if we can bring our sports right here on the TBS on 96.1 in the heart and soul of Liberia. We'll come back right after sports. We are intellectual movement. Caroline Myers out there. I'm yet to see Mama Sikava. Let's bring sports coming up this morning.
So let's join up Tapia this morning with sports on the TBS on Truth 96.1 FM.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Passion of Life. Life FC collected a 2-0 victory against Nima FC due to forfeit, while Discovery defeated Young Professionals 1-0. The league will continue this Wednesday, with Black Men Warriors taking over the GC FC in the second division category of the Liberia Football Association League at 3 p.m. The Confederation of African Football (CAF) could well enter another costly legal process after unilaterally cancelling its current biggest broadcast deal with Qatari Media Group BIN. On 1 September, CAF's lawyers informed BIN Media Group, which owns the BIN Sports Broadcasting Division, it was canceling the 12-year contract signed in 2017 and worth $450 million with immediate effect. CAF has accused BIN of a contractual breach and said it wants to recover outstanding payments in the region of 80 million euros. The Qatar-based media group has responded by acknowledging a number of issues that have affected the contractual relationship and advising African football's ruling body of its intention to sue unless open discussions in good faith can resolve this issue. In contrast to CAF statutes, which require major financial decisions to be discussed by the body's executive committee, BBC Sport Africa understands this did not happen, with CAF having been approached for comment. Being hinted it may cite this unlawful process as one reason to legally contest the termination, as well as fundamentally arguing against the very nature of the decision itself. George Vida, Spain's Women's World Cup winning head coach, has been sacked amid the ongoing Luis Rubiales scandal. Mortiz Tomei has been named as his successor, becoming the first woman to hold the position. Spain's win was overshadowed by the country's Football Federation President Rubiales casing forward Jenny Hermoso, which she said was not consensual. Most of Vida's coaching staff resigned, and 81 players refused to play for Spain in the aftermath. Rubiales has refused to resign, but has been provisionally suspended by FIFA Football's world governing body. In your statement, Spanish Federation, the RFEF, did not give a specific reason for Vida's dismissal, saying he had been a promoter of the values of respect and sportsmanship in football. However, the RFEF has been exploring whether it could sack 42-year-old Vida, considered a close ally of Rubiales since last week. The RFEF called the move one of the first renewal measures announced by interim president Pedro Rocha and was taken on the role while Rubiales is suspended by FIFA. Vida was spotted applauding Rubiales at the RFEF's Extraordinary General Assembly earlier in August, when Rubiales repeatedly insisted he would not resign and said he would offer Vida a new deal, though he has since criticized his behavior. And finally, England midfielder Jordan Henderson says he was very hurt after being criticized for joining Al-Ittifaq. Anderson, who moved to the Saudi club from Liverpool in July, has been a vocal ally of the LGBTQ plus community. His move has been criticized by some LGBTQ plus campaigners as same-sex sexual activity is illegal in Saudi Arabia. The 33-year-old wrote a long piece for the Liverpool Match Day program in November 2021, expressing support for Stonewall's Rainbow Laxes campaign. With his Saudi switch, Henderson has reunited with former Liverpool teammate Steven Gerrard, who was appointed manager of Al-Ittifaq in July. Liverpool's LGBTQ plus fan group Cop Outs urged Anderson to stand by His voice as a professed ally and champion of LGBTQ plus rights, of women's rights, and of basic human dignity after he agreed the move to Saudi Arabia. That's all from our school text.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get music. I see the girls, the intellectual girls are warming up outside there, man. Mama C Kaba and that of Caroline Myers.
When I look at Virginia, when I look at Australia, I can lie there at you, I can lie there at Batman.
About it. I mean, after this event, we still go on as a country now, so people. It's a privilege. I'm still seeing what she's skyping. She's reading out some political party chats. She's still on her phone. So it's great to have. Great. So it's great to have in studio Caroline Myers. That of
Mama C Kaba.
Mama C Kaba. On the breakfast. 34 days.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the TBS. How you doing? Who's going first? Good morning.
Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning, MARKA. And thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure when we are in your studio.
Good morning, O'Neill, and good morning to everyone. Good morning to our listeners. For me, it is a pleasure being back here again because I know as a person, I used to already be on the station frequently, especially when you were in town. But then when you came to this side, it became somehow difficult. Even when I was in opposition, the frequency dropped. But I'm happy to be here and be able to see a lot of the journalists that have been helping us to be who we are today. So I look forward to a very fruitful conversation as I sit in your very beautiful station or studio. Thank you.
Professional one. And we'll go strictly for the issue Retires the coalition for Democrats to change. The face of the coalition, George, we are the VSB, Joel Howard Tiller, 34 days. How are you doing?
It is doing amazing well, but basically we have to lead this, and I will.
No, don't worry about that. We have to know that
You
face of that. Go to it.
are your choice about worried? I'm not
Come on,
worried.
see?
I am prioritizing
Okay.
what is of priority to me. So I'm saying to you, I will have to premise my conversation around.
You want to make me control this? How is your standard bearer? How is the VSB? Are they okay? They will get going. Don't do this. This is I'm the commander in chief warrior. How are they doing? With all that, you won't be here.
I hope it won't be
That's it.
confrontational because
No,
you
you
as
trying to
no you as a host cannot place yourself in. You
how
cannot place
is
yourself
the
in a
SB
position where
and
it's
the
going to appear like we're having a debate because it's not a debate. So I will appreciate if you start using abbreviation because it could stand for different things. What do you mean?
your standard bearer and the vice standard bearer doing?
They are doing amazing work. They are energized. As you may be following as a journalist, they are being around Monrovia and out of Monrovia as well. So they're doing very well. As you can see them physically, they are very energized. They are energetic. So they are doing well. They are in very good conditions.
Okay. Great. So we also they have the baby Dre through of that. Let's go to business now. We are intellectual movement. I think now, consistently, this intellectual movement have been around, preaching their message, giving reasons why George Weah should be re-elected. Yes, how's the intellectual movement going on? Caroline, anyone of you can come in. Let's go. Let's do this.
While the movement is on fire, as you are aware, we are kind of shaping the narrative and we'll continue to shape the narrative and ensure that our people turn out on October 10th to give a resounding one-round victory to the President, His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah, and Vice President Joel Howard Taylor. We are more energized as we call on our people tomorrow to turn out and see a political tsunami take place in this country tomorrow. We are coming out in our numbers and we are coming out with a clarion call, with a one-round message. Vote our president, vote our vice president, vote the CDC-led government for a sustenance of our gains, for the unprecedented development that has taken place in this country, for a leader who has the people at heart, for a leader who is down to earth, for a leader who is developmental oriented, for a leader who is a talk and do. And so, yes, the We Are Intellectual movement is strong. And not only the We Are Intellectual movement, but all of our supporters, all of our auxiliaries, including the national media team, the national campaign media team, we are all out there and we are not sitting until these elections are over. And we are certain of our one-round victory.
Is the message resonated well in the ears of the people? I mean, sincerely, I must say kudos to the intellectual movement, giving reasons why George should be re-elected. Is the message reaching out? Are the people accepting the message to listen as you try to make the case?
Oh, yes, definitely the message is resonating. And it's not only resonating, but it is moving our people to action. When you, our people are resolute, like somebody was saying, and nobody is stupid around here. Our people know what they want. And nobody going to sway them. They are resolved to elect our president on the first round of these elections.
Well, Nancy, this is something you dream of. This is something you stood up for in opposition time throughout, and a lot of people, your voice resounded in the ears of the Liberian people all the time. 6 years gone. Tell us how satisfied are you with what you've seen so far?
Well, and you were talking about what are the messages being resounding and resonating out there. Yes, it has been, like she said. But one thing that makes it so easy for us is the fact that our messages are being accompanied by achievement and tangibility. It's not just theory. We are not coming, it's not the first round where we had to, the first election, where we have to tell them about President. We are personal initiated towards Liberia and Liberians. At this point, we are carrying the message along with what the president and his government have been able to do for the Liberian people. And you are asking me to retrospect when I was in opposition and advocating and now what I'm pleased. I am pleased. I know I'm anticipating more to be done, and that is why we believe that the Liberian people are going to re-elect the president so that he can continue on the trajectory that he has started on, he and his team are doing. I'm pleased because I supported a candidate, I supported a cause that can be seen, that is visible, and that is on track. For instance, let's look at the different sectors. I live in Dole community. As a young woman growing in Dole community, a lot of people know that. We didn't have a road. Many times, students from Dole community will have to go back home because they may have fallen from motorbike due to deplorable condition of the road. As a woman, when women were in labor, they wanted to give birth, vehicle will not come in because there was no good road connectivity in my community. This government came into power in less than a year. We have a paved road. And Dole community currently has a modernized park for children and big people to go, for recreation. And looking at the statistic globally, if you look at slum communities around the world, you will come to realize and accept that a lot of poor people dwell in slum communities. And Dole community, being a slum community, has a lot of people who are disadvantaged and disadvantageous as it relates to benefiting from government policies. In the past, we were not benefiting from a lot of essential policies by government. But now the president is saying every Liberian must benefit from the policies that are going to be formulated and implemented by this government. So young people who are in Dole community that could not afford to go to Congo Town or to the park in Congo Town, that could go to that park, they were not able to go there. They can just stay in Dole community, go there and see the park, see modernized field, see playground, and the children have opportunity access to that. Even electricity has been expanded. Also, I, as a person who came from a poor background, I can see that places are being electrified. Communities that never had electricity in the past now have electricity. Look at Cape Mount. I don't know how many of you here from Cape Mount. Cape Mount, a child growing up could never boast of what electricity was because that child, even the parents, did not have the opportunity to see electricity. Go to Cape Mount now. Cape Mount is electrified. Bombay County, with all due respect to the past president, was in power for 12 years with huge support from international partners. For us, we, with the limited resources, we have been able to utilize it and ensure that the adequate distribution of our wealth is ensured. Go to Bombay County, the people there have electricity. Kids in Bombay County now, we don't have to worry about studying. They don't have to put candle on like we did. They don't have to put lantern on like we did to study. They can use electricity to go and study that lesson, and for which it has helped students to be able to study and make good grades in schools. Go to different counties like Kakata, Magibi, and other counties, and even most of other counties, we have been able to expand electricity connectivity. That tells me that I know other counties want the president and this government to extend electricity connection to those counties, and based on that and many other things, they're going to vote for them. Another thing is, look at the educational sector. Now, I want to give you a story that I always narrated in every situation whenever I have the opportunity to sit in studio and have this conversation. At this point, the government has been able to take the initiative to pay WAS fee. It used to be wire fee. As a young woman, again, who came from a poor background, when I was in school at the time, it was WAYEC. People attempted abusing me simply because I went to ask for assistance to be able to pay my WAS fees. Today, our government is telling you no young woman needs to be abused because she is going to ask for WAS fee. We have been able to do that sufficiently through our term. People, mothers do not have to struggle to pay WAS fees. The university, public universities and public high schools are being made free. If you look at the number has increased. A lot of people have been encouraged to go to enter university. And in the past, it's not like people did not want to go to school, but they never have the enabling environment to be able to achieve their educational sojourn. At this point, even our brothers who are riding keke can now pack that keke and go to school because they don't have to pay tuition. Our motorcyclists, we have to pack their motorbike, go to school. From there, they come back and start to ride a motorbike. We have been able to put over 2,000 teachers on payroll that were volunteering and that were making $50 US during the Unity Party regime, and now they're making $150 United States dollars. And then we switched to the health sector, things that we've been able to do. Liberia is one of the countries that succeeded in tackling COVID-19. And that was because of the interventions that were made by this government. The construction of the 14 military hospital. And you all know the 14 military hospital helped to kill a lot of patients who would have died if we didn't have that. When the president was coming to power, he said it, that we are not just going to rely on JFK. We need other hospitals, other buildings to help JFK. And not just the building, but we were able to empower the building with tools and the requisite people that were there to be able to heal and cure people. Even now, the 14 military hospital is working effectively. It has been able to help Liberia. We were able to vaccinate 71% of our population with the COVID-19 vaccination. These are achievements. The Emory Hospital in Bakulu County that we have there, the 100-bedroom Emory Hospital in Bakulu County. So these are achievements that we have done, and we can come forth when we're talking about President Weah. It's not just about talking about
tangibles that Liberians should say, yes, let us have George re-elected.
Sorry?
These are all tangibles. Are all you making that these are
definitely, because since the foundation of this country, there are things we've done that have not happened. Did you have the 14 military hospital? No. Have we ever made a pronouncement about free education in public university? No, we haven't. Have we ever taken an initiative as a nation to be able to pay wise fee? No, we have not consistently. We have done things since the existence of this country, and we have been able to correct issues that were existential, and there are issues that are existential that we are correcting now. We don't want to believe that Liberians are ungrateful set of people. Liberians vote on the basis of what you've done. They voted President Weah not because he was an athlete. President Weah were playing football. Some of the kids were not even born. Some of the people who voted for him were not even born. But the fact that he was playing football, he did not forget about Liberia. He was able to intervene. He went to different refugee camps, and he was there for the people. He came to Liberia and disarmed young people that were abused in the civil crisis.
Okay.
So obviously, President Weah is going to be re-elected based on that.
Let's make this interactive now. Yes.
So I want to conclude on this note. President, we have not come to talk about President Weah re-election only. We have come to talk about a one-run victory because it causes.
You're not going to control us and tell us how to run it. That's why we was part of this whole thing now. No, you tell no, you don't do this. That's unfair. Right, we will get to that one round victory. You tell us how it came about because you get emotional. You can tell us how to run this. All right, you giving reasons. I'm following the Facebook Live. There are comments who are saying yes, some of the things you're saying are true. So let's continue with this. The issue of security and corruption. How does government be able to do much on that? You're giving reasons why Liberians should elect George for the second time. Let's talk on security and not corruption.
Okay, on you, I knew you would have gone there.
Seriously?
We as a government, we have laid the foundation and put in place policies and measures to ensure that we continue the fight against corruption, even though the past government under Madam Sirleaf had agreed that fighting corruption was a challenge on the whole regime. But you see the thing about us as a people, we always base our issues, we bring people's reputation to public disrepute based on hearsay. We have the law, we have the courts. If there are issues of corruption, as people are claiming, let the courts decide. Let people have due process. Let people have due process. Security-wise, our country is safe. Under this leadership, our country is safe. Our country, the president has invested, this government has invested in security, has improved our military, has improved the security sector. So it beats my imagination that people will just sit and just create stories and think that this country is not safe, especially as we go to election. We are committed to a violent-free election. We are committed to ensuring that this country remains stable. This country enjoys peace as we have enjoyed over the years. So nobody will come and tell me, say, this government is not doing anything when it comes to security and corruption. Yes, the government has done a lot, and the government will continue to do a lot. What is security? Security is not just the absence of war or the absence of violence. Security is a person being able to have a livelihood, and that is what this government has been able to do, to provide social services to our people, to improve the health sector, to improve education, to improve access to safe drinking water, to improve access to quality education, as my colleague has said. And for us, that is security.
Great. So let's go to the era of interest now. This one round victory. How come this about? I mean, our election history has from 2005 to 2017. They have been second round. This one round victory. Let's talk about it now. This mama say interest, main interest, rousing. I like how you put it up. No. Let's talk about the one round victory now. Hello, Caroline. Let's do the one round victory. Let's talk about. Here is the question. Folks on the opposition block, are you going to listen on that? Yeah, you people listen on that. Great. Folks within the opposition said this is not possible. How come the CDC is saying the one round victory? From 2005, we had runoff. 2011, we had a runoff. 2017, runoff. Convince Liberians. Why the one round victory? Go ahead.
Let the work you do speak for you. We're not making promises. We are speaking to our people based on deliverables, tangibles, unprecedented deliverables. So it doesn't matter who we have in the race or what we have or how many persons we have in the race. The fact of the matter is that we are running these elections. We are winning this election based on tangibles, based on what we have done. And on you will be here tomorrow, and you will see what will happen here tomorrow. This is just the launch. This is just to officially announce.
You mean it's the September 7th program, right?
Yes. This is just to officially inform the people that as a government, as a party, we are in this election, and we are in this election to win.
Are you going to put up more crowd than the Unity Party yesterday? I mean, with the crowd. So on social media, it's a convincing victory for the Unity Party. Are you going to put up the numbers? The ATS a big venue.
Segregated crowd that you leave where you're supposed to converge, you come in the middle of the road and block traffic, then you say that crowd, let's see tomorrow.
ATS a big venue. I mean, that's stadium. Can you fold that stadium tomorrow?
We're just talking about a matter of hours. So we're not talking about borrowed crowd.
What do we expect to see tomorrow in the course of the launch? Marching or parading? What do we expect to see?
Our standard bearer is going to go around the 17 districts of Monserrato. He's going to be greeting the people as he triumphantly march to ATS. We're going to come out in our numbers, and we're going to march to ATS. And on you, we are marching to ATS peacefully. No violence.
You'll block the road.
No violence. I'm not going to tell you that we're going to block road. It is not our intention to block roads tomorrow, because we want to give our people safe passage. But what we can tell you is that we are coming out in our numbers.
Section of the Unity Partisans said, well, the cities here blocked the roads on so many occasions. Why not? People are talking about it. So what sort of occasion are we going to see? I want Liberians listen now. So there are students who have been in school, leaving from school, parents coming back and forth. What sort of city are we going to see tomorrow?
We're going to see a city of blue. Of blue on you. We are coming out tomorrow.
So Mama C, which sector you think this administration has impacted so much that Liberians can say, yes, we need another opportunity for this group?
So basically, I would like to buttress my colleague, like she touched most of the things. You talk about security, and in as much as we are calling for more support to the security sector, but we made interventions. We made a lot of interventions. Like the police budget has been increased to 3 million in fiscal year 2022. Even the military budget was increased fiscal year 2020, we have been able to get some logistics for them. So there have been interventions that have been made. You talk about corruption. We have been able to carry on reform in the different anti-graft institutions. And these are measures that can be taken towards these issues being addressed. So the fact that we have reforms, the law have been reformed. And we have, basically, I always say to people, though we don't want, we want more transparency in the judiciary process, but you can admit that under the watchful eye of President Weah, there have been some level of improvement. Journalists have won cases against the government in court. Ordinary people have won cases, unlike in the past. People were afraid to go to the justice system. There was no trust. Now we are trying to build trust into the justice system. People can now go and seek justice and get justice that they truly deserve. So with this, and we believe that if you allow the president, and I believe strongly, I'm of the stronger conviction that the president is going to be re-elected on a one-run basis. And I said that, and you didn't want me to say that, but that's fine. But the reason why
you said why I didn't want you to say it. Come on, man.
Honestly,
the one-man victory. I'm quoting the opposition. They say it's a scare tactic. It's a scare tactic. It's a scare tactic. The ruling establishment is holding that. I'm taking the opposition black concern. What sort of scare tactic CDC want to put in this election? This woman victory. How come?
Yes, you cannot bring an intellectual and restrict her to answering yes or no.
You don't tell me how to run my show.
So
no, it's not going to
that's true, but you won't tell me how to respond as well. Because I have to
you want to Liberian for the vote.
So
The voter listening to Obama who convincing people to vote for George Weah.
You say it's a scare tactic. You all know. Yesterday, I work at the Ministry of Gender, and my office is at the ministerial complex. I saw what happened. The truth is, there were traffic because it was intentional. You as a journalist, can you be really honest to tell me that you already saw a crowd? People said the CDC always blocking traffic. We don't stand in front of car. We don't park our cars to make traffic to be jammed. What we do, our partisans, when they are trooping in, that's when the traffic is. And that is natural and unavoidable traffic. Yesterday, traffic was avoidable. It was totally avoidable, but it was intentional. It was a calculated attempt by few people who went somewhere to gather and they decided to block the traffic. That's okay. We shall see. October 10th will determine. So we are saying to our partisans, tomorrow we want Monserrato to be blue. Everywhere. Some of our mothers will not have the time to go to the ATS. They're going to be in the marketplaces with their blue paraphernalia. And even in the communities, you're going to check in your community. You will see our people going to be there. We can assure you that tomorrow, Monserrato County is going to be blue. And we have been informed that the different counties are going to be having different programs as well. The question is, where has the president been able to actually effect his policy? I can say to you, it's simultaneous. It's everywhere at the same time. He has touched different sectors. The president has been able to touch different sectors. I just told you about the health sector. I mentioned something about the security sector. I mentioned something about the educational sector. I mentioned something about electricity. And these are different sectors that impact the people. Like Johnsonville, one old woman who could not do a business now can just buy her freezer because she has electricity. She has access to electricity. She has access to road connectivity. She can pull her fuser down and just sell her cold water. She can get something from that. You know,
so with all you have lined up, since the National Elections Commission declared campaign open on August 5, the ruling party is campaigning more than any other party. So if you have achieved a lot, why are you campaigning more than those who are even, who's supposed to be convincing Liberian people?
Because we are accountable to our people.
Are you afraid of the opposition?
No, because we are accountable to our people. It will be sheer arrogance to sit back and not going back to our people to let them know what we have achieved. This is campaign period. That's why they said campaign. Did you follow the former U.S. President Barack Obama's second round? He campaigned even more than the first round. It didn't mean he never performed.
Are you finding it difficult in campaigning now? When you go to the people, what do they say to you? What do you hear from them? Are you finding it difficult reaching out?
That sounds hilarious because you can look at the name George Weah-led government and difficulty in sending the message to be in the same room. They are not matched, they are not even compatible. They are incompatible because the president himself is marketable. more like to talk about the achievement he has carried on. So it has been easy. What we've been doing, we have been able, if it was not easy, we would not have said one round victory. But because we have been able to capture people, we have been able to get people from different angles, from different political parties. And this election is not just about seditions. We as seditions at this point, we are embracing those who have come over because they have the zest, even more than all the zeal. They are in zeal than most of us. You have people coming from different political parties joining us, and you know it because your media institution has been invited on many occasions when these people are coming to join us. That is why we believe a one-round victory is what good for Liberia, because even if it says second round, we're still going to win the election. Why can't we keep the resources? It requires a lot of resources. If you want to carry out the second round, it means the second
Are you
round.
sure? You sure of the first round, Victor?
You say, Shawn, I am very
Sure of the first. But are you taking into consideration, Mama? See, in
It did not-
2005. No, let's go back to our history. Let's go back to 2005, 2011, 2017. Our elections have been second round. Yes.
new. So what you want me to come in?
What
Yeah.
the biggest boost to the CDC 2023 campaign? That because if you are saying
First time voters. The first time voters, because they are the direct beneficiary of the WAS fees. You see, these young people are very involved because these are the people who are benefiting from the WAS fees. We have thousands of young people, young women, young guys. I attended the August 24th Flag Day program, and the students were so excited to interact with their president. And they were saying, the person who pay our WAS fees, we will not allow him not to get a re-election and one round victory. Because one thing you have to understand, this has not been legislated. The fear from the young people is that what's the assurance that if you don't re-elect President Weah, that the next person that may come will even allow the program to go on? That our poor parents will have to be going to the market to struggle. Our students will have to sit, they will not graduate because the prerequisite for graduation is passing the WAS. Or now it's the WAS. It used to be the YI. So if you are telling us that, okay, we don't want President Weah to be re-elected, what's the assurance that the person that is coming will not cancel the program? And we believe those who are coming, they don't have heart for this country. We have tested them before. They have been tested, and it has been proven that they are not people who prioritize the needs of the Liberian people. They have numerous opportunities, but they squander those opportunities. Since the existence of this country, there have been leaders with international support. They have not been able to support the young people of this country in terms of their academic sojourn. We as a government have been able to prioritize education to the fullest level. So we believe
amongst the other 19 candidates, who poses the most threat to the re-election of President Weah?
No.
Are you serious?
Having comedy show that I will not be serious.
I mean,
Why?
I mean,
You look at serious-minded woman like me. But you look at serious-minded woman like me.
You asking the man, one of the men after a comedy show. That's wrong.
How can you look at serious-minded woman like me?
Hold on. That is the man.
Woman like me.
The man is asking you. Hold on.
I don't take it
The
out
man
on the
is
front.
yeah.
I don't take it out on the front.
Show.
Yeah, I don't take it out on the front.
Take it as a front. You are the one taking this show to be so serious.
I want to give you.
I know he's not taking it to be serious because he knows that answer.
I want to give you.
And you're not going to incite him to be as serious as you are. Because I know he's a cool guy. He understands it.
From polls that are being done,
the man is asking you. Hold on, the man is asking you. The man is asking you. Mama, see you best behavior on the show. I must say this out. The man is asking you of the 19 candidates at the 19 candidates. Which of them you feel so electric?
And I respond and you ask me again, am I serious?
None.
Hold on.
Okay,
no.
You can't speak to a woman like that. It's being harsh. You gotta be
None
gender
of them.
sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't speak to a
Get the
woman like
lines
that.
activated. This is the intellectual team of the We Are movement. I'm
No,
enjoying the
you're not enjoying the
conversation.
conversation.
I'm really enjoying it. So hold on, Caroline. We have to make the win all the time.
Evan, it's harsh. You can't do that.
No, that's not
it's
harsh. No, you can't tell a man
gender
having a comedy
insensitive.
show.
You can't do that.
All right, let's get the lines
Have an
activated.
intellectual language.
I want to make this clear to Liberian people. Anybody wins the presidency, we call them our president. So when you come on the public space, the silent voters are in the huge numbers. If Joseph Boycott Cummings wins, Tiawan Gongolo, that is our president. If George go for the second term, it's our black president. It is our right to quiz you of any of you. It can be opposition.
And as I read, you
from the
listen to
Unity Party. You can come from the CDP. It is our right to quiz you, and you should be able to convince them why your candidate is the best choice.
And
Let's get the lines and have it.
I think
The Carola Myers, Bamasi Kavar, making the case for
you
George
can be
Weah
biased
re-election
as a host of the show.
October 10th, and tomorrow is a big event at the
This is
ATS. Let's get
totally
the lines back to
unacceptable. You can't allow your guests. It's not a debate between you and your
see if I
guests.
can pick up kind of 0770.
It is unacceptable. You can't allow you can be arguing with your guests.
Just before the callers.
Can you or then we get more calls coming up. This is the True Breakfast Show on 96.1, the Heart and Soul of Liberia. We have Kanyo Babala, Councillor Kanyo Babala, live by Mumbai. Good morning to you, Kanyo.
Let me take the time to also say good morning to my very outstanding colleagues there in the studio, to Mamen C and to Caroline. We say thank you for the stellar job you are doing of projecting the needs of this very developmental-oriented president. Having said that, O'Neill, I'd just like to take the time to add my voice to the plethora of things that have been outlined by my colleagues in studio. If you look at the history of President Weah over the last 5 years, and if you ask me, I would even shave off another year. I'll say it's not even 5 years. I would say it's about 4 years if you subtract the years that COVID took from our president. In spite of that, he has still managed to achieve what I call first in time groundbreaking developmental interventions in this country that no other president since 1847 has been able to achieve. Mamensi referenced the free waxy fees. These rich people, they despise the free waxy fees. They don't give it credit. You know why they don't give it credit? Because they can afford to pay for their children. But our poor mothers and fathers, the one in the markets, the one driving the taxis and the paper, they appreciate what this president has been able to do with waxy fees over the last 6 years. Look at the University of Liberia. Tertiary education, tuition-wise, we have double enrollment in the University of Liberia from 10,000 to 20,000 now, simply because the president has said nobody should be deprived of going to university because of money. It is not just in Maserado, University, the Guebaso University, all the community colleges that are under government control. It is tuition-free. Roads and infrastructure, over 500 kilometers of roads paved. And people are asking us why we are going to win in the first round, in the first ballot. So there has been no president that has affected the lives of the Liberian people so materially, personally, at every level compared to President Weah. And that's why tomorrow, the one-round victory rally led by the president himself will bring out the masses of citizens.
What sort of program are we going to see tomorrow, Kanyo? What sort of street do we anticipate to see on tomorrow? What kind of movement? The city? Because people listening now. You'll be wedding?
Paralyzing.
But in a very positive way. I mentioned that somebody went to Susan Berry Field and there was a traffic block. Susan Berry, I can feel how Susan Berry
So Kanyo can lock down Susan Berry. You are looking. You made it. You let the party better come for you. So you are looking lock down Susan Berry. All right. How you feel like ATS? ATS a big stadium, almost 20,000. I hope you fill out that stadium on tomorrow. Okay.
I should please take down with the stadium you have for our football players. Yeah, let me take this one.
Yeah, what you listen.
just. In the second term, we are going to see dramatic improvement in the lives of our people because he loves his people.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Kanyo Babala.
The official spokesman of the CDC campaign,
yeah,
and also the chief strategist of the We Are Intellectual movement.
Great. Let's pick up journalist Omisi Johnson. Good morning. Please be audible. Morning.
Okay, so Mr. Johnson, thanks for the recognition. I want to see him and let it with the full minister in studio, Mr. Kaba. The studio is not an intellectual center or a shop. If you were to ask your colleague, the guy who conducted the interview at the gatekeepers and gentlemen, thank you for controlling the microphone and putting all your defense and not allowing the goalkeeper to receive shots from Mamasikaba. One quick question. Interested in your exaggeration, saying the foundation of this country. So do you know that saying the foundation of this country is your government for the past 6 years? They have a graduate program from the MVGC. Do you know that since the foundation of this government, your government, it is on your agenda. The training center are played and one in two to Bonkate, those are closed in grass since the foundation of this. I mean, don't do that. That place is professional place. You go there, you are not the interviewer, you are the interviewer.
Okay, yeah. No, but why poor to there? Anyway, but I'm enjoying it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's take Emmett from Kakata, Margibi County. Emmett, good morning.
Good morning, Marka. Good morning to Sis Mohammed Kawa and your colleagues. My name is Emma Hama, I call you City. On the way to the 4 days of election, and I all your into like this, you know, why you have to take yesterday, can't auto tell you are looking one and sorry. What is the vows when it comes to a peaceful campaign in our country? Thank you so much.
Okay. Good morning. No. Your background is too bad.
Yeah, let me pick this activate. This guy all the way from Seal, from Central Monrovia. Good morning, Macklin Runner. Oh, correct. Now, man, go to the issue, man. The woman working. She might leave her job. Go to the issue. Go to the issue. Correct. Seal. Yeah, I play Baba ago. Like the legend said, the seal. The minute bed, they stay with me. The woman working, she might leave the
good morning.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Yes, Mama Junior, and I call you from this room, my TV candy.
Go ahead.
Oh, you know, I used to follow Mandesi when she was in the opposition. For all of the violence against women, she will be at the forefront. Protesting.
Go to the issue.
Okay. Yeah, but under the regime, you see, work at the Ministry of Gender. There are so many types of female. There are an increase of people. They got Sunday. There was a good one. They gave to Lama and Odia. Wow, they were standing all these things because you fought against them when you were in the opposition.
Okay.
All right, let me pick up Rudolph. Thank you so much. Let's pick up Rudolph. Rudolph Tamba, good morning.
Yes, good morning on you. How do you do?
Great, I'm flying. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning to Minister Mama Sikava and the studio guest. I think they have said, let me just add my voice to the voices. Tomorrow going to be a historic tsunami, blue revolution to take over the city. And like people are resolved. They prefer development over arrogance. So most often you will hear that.
Oh, okay.
It's off the mic. Let's take two more.
Yeah,
It's 10 o'clock.
Good morning. I mean, I will not take you in this kind of man.
They're gonna call with you saying Ellington. Yeah, man.
Let me take this person. Yeah. How many times people tell you one thing? Good morning.
Good morning, O'Neill and Marco. Thank you very much for the show. Well, it's listening up. I'm constrained to call this morning.
Okay, thank you for breaking silence.
So, a few things only are taking place. The fabric of our society is being destroyed by the drugs activity. This is the very first time, since like bro of phone, saying this is the real word to you all the time. That drugs, illicit drugs, are taking over our country. Please, what are they doing about it?
Okay.
Number two, Mama Zika should not deceive us that she is an intellectual. No.
No.
An intellectual is not somebody who dictates to authority or to constitute their discussion. But rather she is a shallow intellectual.
Forget that one. That one not the issue right now. Let me take the final caller. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning to our studio again, Mama Sikaba. You see, Minister Kaba has spoken lengthily relating to issues that is confronting us in our country and some development being done by the government related to all sectors. She was able to this. I think she made my day. I think we are getting more support to see how we can get the president for this. Thank you very much.
Great. So it's going to be back and forth. Thanks to all of the callers. I mean, you agree to disagree. So they've been sitting back. We'll give them the next 5 minutes to respond to the callers. So we'll close up. Yes.
Start. On you first, I'd like to thank all of the callers who made their inputs, and I'd like to respectfully disagree with you and some of the callers that Mama C is not being intellectual. Politics is about making your points across. She did not hijack your microphone. She did not try to control your program as my fellow colleague Omasi Johnson claimed. So having said that, we want to respond. Now, the issue about MVDC and Clay, especially MVDC, that is not true. Let the caller come with evidence. This president under this government has invested in TVET education. And as part of the investment in TVET education, we have expanded it from 6 counties to all of the 15 counties. So if you have an isolated school in Clay, which this government took over in 2018. And in 2018, we have made significant progress. So if you have an isolated case in Clay and you want to use it as a basis to judge or bring down all of the other development that has taken place in the sector and in our country, it is unfortunate. We have invested a lot. On the issue about drugs, the toughest drug law, our country came into existence in 1847. We went through violent civil war, and we know that the abuse of drug abuse is one of the outcomes of the war. But no government had thought to deal with this issue until this government that passed the toughest drug law. And not only that, have been investing, and the last investment is $1 million to rehabilitate Iraq's youth. We see all the different rehabilitation centers. We want to downplay the sports stadiums and other recreation centers that have been built by the president. But here on YouTube, these are things that help to relieve youth minds, to take them away from drugs. Now we don't have Super Friday anymore because they have something to engage with. They have somewhere to be. On the issue about violence, we have continued to instill in our supporters. Our president has been very clear that we are running these elections not with violence. We are saying no to violence, and we will continue on our path. Tomorrow, as we come out, you will see that we are not in for violence. So we can tell you that violence is not the way. We do not support violence. We support a peaceful election. What is the yardstick for one round? It's simple. Our development, unprecedented development. We are not asking you to vote for us based on what we have not done. We are not asking you to vote on us based on promises. We are asking you to vote for us based on what we have done. On you, it's very simple. I'm in relationship with you, or I'm married to you, and some other man is coming. When you leave on you, I will give you one paper right. If you leave on you, I will pay mansion for you. If you leave on you, I say, on what basis? I'm going to look at what on you has already done and what on you is doing for me. So it is on that basis of what we have done as a government that we have decided that we have concluded that it's going to be a one-round victory. When you talk about which sector, we didn't talk about one sector, that is gender equality. The support that this government has provided. Now we have increased women participation in our labor markets. We also have more women now who are in government, who are serving. We have women who were nowhere today. And when somebody want to talk about WASFI and the free registration at the universities, they're not anything. But like Macaulay has said, 60% of a family income goes to education. So by taking that burden off the parents are able to use that money that they're using for education in another area to improve their livelihood. So nobody should come and can't tell us that we don't know what we're doing around here. We are not stupid. We know what we're doing. We know what we want, and we know what we have achieved as a government. And it is on that basis that we are campaigning. Like she said, we are not going to be complacent and disrespect our voters and disrespect the population and say, oh yes, because we have made progress, so we'll say
As you close off from your
no,
end.
we are not going to say Sopane. We are going to go after the voters. We are going to get the votes, and we are going to protect the votes.
Okay, as you close.
Thank
Mama,
you
let's
so
hear
very
from you.
much. I want to say thank you to all of the callers, and I want to say thank you to Kanu for the call. And for someone to question my intellectual ability is like questioning God's will for creation, because it's inconsequential. I'm not going to give credence to that. Everybody wants is a person like Mama Sikaba on their side. Politically, they may not agree, but they will want me on their side. So I'm not going to give credence to that. Another thing is someone said the studio is not intellectual center. That's true. But the studio is not a church or a mosque wherein the imam will talk and the congregation listen. The studio is a place where one can display that intellectual potential, and the journalist has a responsibility to protect his guests. It cannot be an argument. If a journalist asks a guest, the guest must be given a time to speak. So I'm not deterred by that. Everywhere I go, the journalist will have to give me a chance, because I came in studio to explain. I have not hijacked anything. I'm the one who has been hijacked. But again, because of my intellectual power, I was still able to put through the message. Somebody talked about she touched the MVDC situation. I don't believe that. I wanted to be proven. I don't believe that. I know there was a time when Melaya Zeshari even asked me to serve as a keynote speaker for the graduate from MVDC, but I didn't have the time. I have another program. So when you come into the studio, you don't have to get misleading.
I think that was 2021.
Exactly. So that was misleading. You can't call on the radio and give false information because you don't support President George Manaria. It's so unacceptable. Let's be real to the conversation. And I said, since the foundation of this country, public university, have not been free. Can somebody prove that wrong? I said, since the foundation of this country, WASFI have not been paid consistently. Can somebody say that is a lie? Can somebody tell me that the 12 years of Madam Salif, the Unity Party, they were quarrying in Bomi County? There was not quarrying in Bomi County. He talked about me used to talk during the time of when I was in opposition. But this is bias, is hypocritical. I have been appointed to serve my country. I had the opportunity to implement policy. You don't expect me to go join the protester. It will be a provocation to the citizens. They can't give you authority and you go and join the people, you start protesting against one yourself. So we sit back and listen. They come, we implement. At the ministerial agenda, there have been a lot of interventions. And I have always condemned Onu is a friend of mine. When these issues happen, I read on Facebook, I condemn them. I call on OKFM, Prime FM regularly and condemn this situation. At some point, I made interventions, and that's what I would do at that point. If I'm not working as an assistant minister at the ministerial agenda, I can join them to call the government to order. But we are the one are being asked to implement, and you still expect me, Papa, to go and hold placard again. It will not be a provocation to the people. We sit and listen to them. At the ministerial agenda, the government of Liberia has been, for the first time in so many years, have been able to introduce the DNA machine. We all know the issue of rape in this country. One of the issues that have been faced is the issue of being able to adduce evidence against perpetrators of rape. So the DNA machine will help to expedite the case, so that when somebody is raped and you say you were not the one that carried on the act, the DNA machine will make a determination so that the prosecution can be done speedily. Our government has been able to provide the DNA machine, and that has been on the radio.
All right.
Another thing we have been able to do, we have introduced the line 116 when a child is raped. rape, you just call that line. We have a hotline, and we will intervene immediately. We have the task force in the different communities that we've been able to intervene. And every time we go on the radio, we say this thing, we have awareness. So we are, and these are things I advocated for. I wanted to ensure that children are protected in as much as we still have rape cases, but there have been significant intervention. And these are the issues I advocated for. Even in America, those who advocated for Black people to take the lead, could they stay home placard now the fact that we have Black people leading in America? No. So some of the things I advocated against were happening in the past are not happening now. You don't expect me to advocate against them. So I want to say to our partisans, like the last caller said, I made it there. Thank you so very much. We want to say to our partisans tomorrow, start coming soon because the crowd going to be too much. Start coming in and listen to the radio because when we tell you don't come, don't come. The last program we had, people fainted. At the end of the day, we nearly cut the program up because the place was overcrowded. We are very optimistic that the people are going to chip in and we're going to make this play a blue play tomorrow. But listen to the radio at the same time. When we tell our partisans stay home because the essence of this is not to create casualty. We want our partisans to be alive so that they can ensure that the president will get a one-run victory. And it is very resounding. We want to say thank you for the opportunity, even though I'm disappointed in the conduct of the show, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on your platform. I hope there can be some amendments or improvements to be tolerant. To some extent, you allow your guests to come in and you can come in after because it's not a debate between you and the guests. You have to give your guests that assurance of being comfortable in studio and not be confrontational.
And thank you very much. And next time, you go along like what me said, this is not an intellectual center. You see what we're going through? There's a guy who's writing and say, what you people have to do in the studio? This is a Unity Party radio station. I mean, so these are things somebody wrote down the Facebook. This is a Unity Party station. Why Mama C and Caroline will come in studio. These are the things to go through back and forth. But anyway, thank you very much. We hope we'll have a good show, a good day on tomorrow with the CDC coming out. Best of luck. We're definitely going to update the public. MARKA Davis, Oni Roberts, in the base of all. Country first. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.